Day 17 of these 40 days of stewardship, and this week we're looking at building savings. An article from Bankrate says that only about 20% or 1 in 5 of us have any sort of savings account. That means most of us aren't even trying. And of the 20% that do have a savings account, most people are only putting about 5% of their income into savings. That means of those of us who are trying, we're hardly trying. So we've got to do better. The ants do better with their savings. You know, yesterday we looked at some verses out of the book of Proverbs that talk about a lesson that we can learn from the ants. I want to read these verses again as we think about savings. It says, "Go to the ant, O sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. Without having any chief, officer, or ruler, she prepares her bread in summer and gathers her food in harvest. How long will you lie there, O sluggard? When will you arise from your sleep? A little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man." You know, building savings is just like everything else we do in budgeting. First of all, you've got to be the one to decide to do it. No one tells the ants that you've got to save. They just know. And then you've got to look at your budget and set a goal. Find some places in there and make some adjustments and apply some extra funds toward that goal. And so today, what I want you to think about are some goals for savings. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to talk about where you need to get started and how you need to get started in savings. But today, remember we talked about a couple of weeks ago, we need to dream a little bit. Let's have a little bit of fun with this, something that's going to motivate us. So what are some things that you'd like to kind of put down in the future that it'd be really nice to have some cash for? What about a vacation that's coming up next year? What about maybe something that that you as a family are trying to improve on your home, a repair you need to make, or a remodel that you want to work on? Hey, you see a picture of my daughter Kylie back there in the background. Kids are expensive. You know, about 3 years before we knew she was turning 16, she was going to want a car. That's one of the things that we started working on. That's one of the things that we encouraged her to start working for. And so we set that goal about 3 years ahead of when we knew we were going to be there. And listen, not trying to brag or anything, but telling you, hey, you can do this. When it came time for her to pay for a car, she worked at it, we worked at it, and we paid cash for it. There's no payment. So you can set a goal for these things. So look down the road a little bit. You know, I talked about that we don't currently have a car payment. One of the reasons for that is I drive a truck that's 21 years old. I know every single year I'm going to need about $750 for some sort of repair. You know what we do? We kind of put the money back knowing that somewhere along the way something's going to break on that old truck. We're going to have to fix it, but it's no big deal. And you know what? Saving $750 for a year is a whole lot better than making a $300 or $400 car payment every single month. So savings is one of those things that you look ahead and you got to figure out, this is where I want to be whenever these kinds of needs arise. So my challenge for you today, here's today's action step. Sit down and make a list of some things you see close up, some things you see a long way off, that you want to set some savings goals for. Tomorrow, we're going to revisit this topic, and I'm going to show you where and how to get started building savings.